If you're running a business in 2026, you're facing the exact same question as everyone else. When it comes to social media, where do you put your money? Well, today, we're going to settle it. We're putting two absolute heavyweights, Facebook and Instagram, head to head in a strategic showdown to figure out which one is going to win for your business. Okay, so here's how we're going to break this down. First, we'll get right to the heart of the billion user question. Then, we're going to look at the cold, hard numbers. After that, we'll figure out which platform works best for different industries, take a peek at Meta's constantly changing playbook, and finally, build a killer strategy you can actually use. All right, let's set the stage here. Think about it. You've got billions of people scrolling on these platforms every single day. The fight for their attention is, well, it's never been more fierce. And that creates this huge challenge. But you know what? It's also a massive opportunity. And that really gets to the heart of it, right? This is the question we get all the time from businesses, big and small. Do my marketing dollars belong on Facebook, or should I be pouring them into Instagram? Today, we're not guessing. We are going to answer this with real data. First up, let's meet our contenders. In this corner, weighing in with almost 3 billion monthly users, is the undisputed king of reach, Facebook. Its scale is just mind-boggling. We're talking about a platform that connects nearly a third of the entire planet. And in the other corner, we've got the visual powerhouse Instagram. And it is not far behind, with a huge and incredibly active audience of its own. It's basically a global stage for brands and creators, all built around the power of a great photo or video. All right, let's get to the main event. It's time for the tale of the tape. We're going to put these two giants side by side and see how they really stack up on the metrics that actually matter to your bottom line. Okay, so when you lay it all out like this, a really clear story starts to emerge. Just look at this. Instagram consistently wins on the cost to get a click, on the conversion rate, and on the return you get for your ad spend. It's just more efficient. But when you're talking about pure, unadulterated reach, Facebook is still the champ. So let's break that down. Round one, cost per click. Instagram lands a solid punch here. It comes in at $2.50 on average, which is a pretty nice savings compared to Facebook's $2.85. Simple as that. Every single click is cheaper. And it follows that up with another decisive win in round two, conversion rate. So not only are your clicks cheaper on Instagram, they're also more likely to actually turn into customers. We're talking a 1.85% conversion rate versus Facebook's 1.62. That's a big deal. But, and this is a huge but, here's where things get strategic. The numbers don't mean anything if you don't know who you're reaching. Facebook's sweet spot? It's established millennials, folks in that 25 to 34 age range. Instagram, on the other hand, is the kingdom of Gen Z, with its biggest audience being 18 to 24. And that, right there, that difference is everything. So here's the most important point. There is no universal winner. It all depends on your business. What's a knockout for a fashion brand is going to completely miss the mark for a B2B software company. So let's get really specific and break this down by industry. Okay, if you're in e-commerce or retail, this is a no-brainer. Instagram is your champion, hands down. With a 67% higher engagement rate for visual products, the platform is literally built to make your stuff look amazing. So here's the play. Hook them on Instagram with stunning visuals, then use Facebook's incredible ad tools to retarget them and close that sale. But what if you're selling services to other businesses? Well, the tables turn completely. For B2B, Facebook is the undisputed heavyweight. The ability to target people by their job title, their company size, their industry, plus the fact that 2/3 of its users are college educated, that makes it an absolute powerhouse for generating professional leads. And what about local businesses? Well, for you, it's not about picking one. It's a tag team effort. You use Facebook's laser-focused geographic targeting to get the word out to literally everyone in your town. Then, you use Instagram's visual flair and local hashtags to build a real, genuine community around your brand. Okay, so now let's zoom out for a second. Because this fight, it isn't just a two-player game anymore. The entire arena is being redesigned by its owner, Meta. And believe me, the rules of engagement are changing really, really fast. Here it is. This is the big strategic shift you absolutely have to understand. Meta does not want to be a free highway to your website anymore. Their whole business model is about keeping users on their platforms, scrolling, engaging, watching. What that means for you is that any organic post designed just to get someone to click away is losing value in the algorithm fast. And this quote just nails it. This is the new reality. The goal isn't just about getting clicks anymore.
The new currencies are trust and engagement that you build on the platform itself. Your content has to entertain, it has to teach, it has to build a community right there in the feed, not just be a signpost pointing somewhere else.
And speaking of a changing game, just look at this. A brand new contender, Threads, jumps into the ring and does something no platform has ever done before. 100 million users in 5 days. That's not just a cool stat. It's a massive wake-up call for how quickly this whole landscape can be totally redrawn. So, with everything we've talked about, how do you actually win this showdown in 2026? Look, it's not about picking a side and just sticking to it. It's about building a smarter, more adaptive strategy. So let's break that down into a simple 3-phase framework you can start using today.
Here's your game plan. It's a 90-day sprint. In month 1, you test. Split your budget right down the middle, 50-50, and run the same campaigns to see which one actually performs better for you. Then, in months 2 and 3, you optimize. You shift the majority of your budget, we're talking 60 to 70%, to whichever platform won. And then from month 4 on, you scale. You keep that 70-30 split, but now you start creating unique content that plays to each platform's individual strengths.
So, after all that, who wins the big showdown? The answer is, you do. The winner isn't Facebook. It isn't Instagram. The winner is the business that uses a smart, tailored strategy, one that's driven by its own data, to connect with its unique audience in the right place and at the right time. And that leaves us with one last really important question. The platforms, the algorithms, the way people use them, it's all going to keep changing. So the real challenge isn't about picking the right platform for today. It's about building a marketing strategy that is flexible and smart enough to adapt to whatever comes next. So, is yours?